So height is a very important thing for giraffe. It really is one of the things that really makes them stand out as being an incredibly unique animal. And it does a couple of great things for them. They get their height obviously from their great big long necks, as well as their very long legs. I'm going to kind of start with their legs. Their legs provide them a really great adaptation to help them survive in the wild. Because of those really long legs, giraffe are able to run 35 miles an hour, which helps them to get away from predators. They are preyed upon by lions and some of the other big predators in Africa. Along with being able to run very fast, the legs on a giraffe, they have special ligaments that help them to be able to kick in all four directions. So there's really no safe place for a lion to stand next to a giraffe without having to worry about getting kicked. It really is a great self-defense adaptation for them.
So you can see I'm in the orchid house today, and if you've been to Como before, you may remember that this room's usually closed to the public. It's a working greenhouse, but it's about 2/3 of our orchid collection, and we focus mostly on Central and South American species orchids. We have over 1,000 plants, with a few exceptions that are from tropical Asia, tropical Africa, as well as some hybrids, which are crosses between multiple species or even multiple genera. Orchids are a huge plant family, and they're native to every continent except Antarctica. So when you start thinking about that, you can think about the huge range of climates and habitats where orchids have adapted to grow. So when you think about Central and South America, our collection's a little bit narrow in terms of that. We have mostly what are considered warm or intermediate growing plants. And as you can see next to me, hopefully Kelsey can show you, even within that sort of hemmed in geographical range, there's a huge range of diversity in flower shape, color, size, growth habit, and even fragrance. Sadly, Facebook doesn't let me convey fragrance. We have a really nice Maxillaria today that smells exactly like coconuts, and I can't share that. I wish I could. That's probably the only thing you're missing today.
Now let's talk about sloths a little bit more. You see that they're very well adapted for being up in the branches, the way that she's grasping there. She has really, really strong core strength that allows her to bend backwards, hold her body in certain positions. It makes them ideally suited to living up in the treetops. What you may not realize is that these animals probably evolved from something that lived on the ground. Armadillos and anteaters are probably their most closely related relatives that are still alive today. But the sloths we know of now that live up in the trees actually descended from sloths that were definitely ground dwellers. The Xenarthrans are what their scientific name would be called, and they were ground sloths that lived pretty much all over the Americas. We found fossils up in Alaska, we found fossils down at the very southern parts of Argentina, and so we do know, let's see what she's deciding to do here. We do know that they come from a pretty large and diverse group of animals.
We have 3 of them out here with us from our 9 penguin colony. We have Amashi, who's going in the crate right now, Cupid, who's the bigger of the ones with their adult feathers, and BJ, who's going into the blue crate right now. So BJ's actually 26 years old, Cupid's 29, and Amashi, you can see she's still got her juvenile feathers on. She is 1 year old. She turned 1 in January. And sometime between 12 and 22 months, they will actually molt into their adult plumage. So she'll get the black and white feathers like the adult birds here. But right now, she's really easy to pick out. So once you can come back out here to Como, see if you can spot the young juvenile bird. So penguins, no matter where they are, so there's some penguins that are up on the Galapagos Islands in warm weather, really hot weather actually, and then penguins all the way down into the Antarctic. In fact, the largest penguins are down in the Antarctic, the emperor penguins. Ours aren't as big as that. They are about 1.5 feet tall or so. These guys, no matter where they live, they all have the same adaptations that make them penguins.
All right, so Summer Flower Show. This flower show is one of 5 flower shows that we have at the conservatory. Flower shows are part of our historic tradition at Como Park Zoo and Conservatory. We've been doing these for over 100 years. And if you're wondering what the other shows are, the way I think about it is we have one flower show for each season, and then we have a holiday show as well. The Summer Flower Show, however, is our longest show by far. It lasts half the year. And so that presents some challenges for growing and maintaining all of this material in our greenhouses. So I'm on break right now from watering. I've been at it all day with backup plant material to supply this flower show as we go forward throughout the summer season.
And the grandeur of this building cannot be overemphasized. It's won many awards: prettiest building in Minnesota, most romantic building in Minnesota, and by far it's my most favorite building in the state. We're going to go into the center of the Palm Dome here and go over some old photos and history of this great, magnificent building. Come along. So we're going to go back to the late 1800s when this park was first being formed, and Como Park at that point was out in the middle of the country between the twin cities of downtown Minneapolis and downtown St. Paul as they were developing. And as the park was developing, Horace Cleveland wanted to hire somebody to get more flowers and development of the park. Cleveland was actually more of a naturalistic, very minimalistic, few roads through the park, just natural. He hired Frederick Nussbaumer from Germany, and he was the one that was able to get the money together from the city to build this grand conservatory. And it's actually the second conservatory in Como Park. The original one was down by Como Lake. It lasted a very short time. It was very small compared to his Crystal Palace that he built here.
Target. Ooh. Tongue. Tongue. You're pretty cute, kid. Target. Good. Target. Doesn't take it fast enough. All right. Touch. Okay. Still just the glove. Yeah. Touch. Good. Here. Touch. Back up. Good job, Soda. You're a good boy. Okay, target. Back up. Good. Target. Good. Okay, down. Hi, buddy. Good job. You're supposed to go under the bar, though. Good girl, Penelope. All right, good job, man.
Now we're entering the fern room, which I consider your choose your own adventure type style of your visit. So this one you can go to the right, which is going to take you right next to a waterfall area, or you can go to the left, which is going to take you by the doors to the orchid house. Which way should we go? I'm going this way. This is one of my favorite spaces in the conservatory. It feels like I'm in Jurassic Park. Don't sue me, Jurassic Park, please. But I love it. It's
It's very lush and green, and it makes you feel like you are somewhere else entirely. So, these animals here are they called orangutans, or are they called orangutans? So, it's actually orangutans. We have been debating and trying to figure out why, but mainly there's no G at the end, so it's orangutan, and it has something to do with the actual meaning behind the name orangutan. But so that's another one you can. I almost got hit by a butterfly. So that's another one that you can annoy your friends with when they say, "Oh, did you see the orangutans on your trip to the Como?" And you go, "No, I saw orangutans though," because people love to be corrected like that. Just do that all the time.